Ever look at a man who seems to have everything together, the mindset, the presence, the quiet confidence, and wonder, why is he still single? The kind of guy who doesn't need to be the loudest in the room to command attention, who walks like he knows exactly where he's headed, and whose peace can't be bought or shaken. Here's the twist most people never see coming. Sigma males don't stay single because they can't find love. They stay single because they choose solitude over superficiality. For the Sigma male, being alone isn't a curse, it's a conscious choice rooted in self-awareness and purpose. These men would rather stand in silence with a clear mind than be in a relationship that feels like noise. They don't tolerate energy-draining dynamics or shallow connections wrapped in pretty packaging. To them, love isn't about ticking boxes or fulfilling social expectations. It's about authenticity, depth, and shared purpose. And this, precisely, is what leaves many, especially women, confused. They're drawn to his stillness, his mystery, his sense of completeness. They chase him, wonder about him, even fantasize about unlocking his heart. But he doesn't budge. He doesn't flirt just for attention. He doesn't fish for compliments or seek approval. He doesn't jump just because someone bats their lashes or plays coy. His energy isn't spent on momentary validation, it's invested in building a meaningful life. He's not avoiding relationships, he's avoiding wasting time. To the Sigma male, time is the most valuable currency, and once spent, it can never be reclaimed. Relationships, while potentially beautiful and fulfilling, also come with emotional demands, compromises, and responsibilities. And for the Sigma, who thrives in solitude and lives by his own rhythm, the wrong relationship can feel more like a prison than a partnership. He's tasted something few people ever truly experience: raw, unfiltered freedom. Not just the freedom to go where he wants or do what he pleases, but the deeper kind, freedom of thought, of routine, of emotional sovereignty. He wakes up with a clear head, makes decisions without second-guessing for someone else's sake, and invests his energy into growth, purpose, and self-mastery. This level of independence becomes intoxicating, even sacred. So when faced with the idea of entering a relationship that might tether him to drama, emotional baggage, or unrealistic expectations, he chooses to walk away. He refuses to become someone's emotional crutch or their personal fixer. It's not that he lacks the capacity for love, quite the opposite. It's because he knows his worth, his boundaries, and the steep price of sacrificing inner peace for temporary companionship. And once a Sigma male has aligned his life with clarity and conviction, there's no going back to codependency or emotional chaos. He's not avoiding relationships, he's avoiding wasting time. For the Sigma male, time is sacred. It's not just minutes ticking on a clock, it's energy, intention, and life itself. Every moment he spends is calculated with purpose. He doesn't engage in relationships just to say he's in one, or to appease social norms that push people toward companionship for the sake of it. To him, a relationship isn't a trophy or a safety net, it's a bond that should elevate, not deplete. Once a Sigma male experiences what it truly feels like to wake up with complete autonomy, to make decisions based entirely on his inner compass rather than someone else's expectations, he recognizes how rare and powerful that kind of freedom is. It's not just physical freedom, it's emotional sovereignty. It means no more compromising his dreams to avoid conflict. No more watering down his essence to fit into someone else's mold. No more suppressing his voice to keep the peace. So when a relationship threatens that sacred space, even subtly, he pulls back. He's tasted the richness of living life on his own terms, and it's addictive. It's not about fear of intimacy, it's about clarity. He's not cold or closed off, he's just unwilling to become someone's emotional crutch, therapist, or constant fixer. Love, for the Sigma, should be a meeting of two complete individuals, not a lopsided transaction of emotional labor. And once he knows what real independence feels like, going back to codependency feels like slow spiritual death. This is the real reason Sigma males stay single longer than most men. It's not due to a lack of love or emotional availability, far from it. Sigma males are fully capable of deep, meaningful connection. They possess emotional intelligence, self-awareness, and the ability to nurture a partner with care and intentionality. But they also carry a profound understanding of what's at stake when love is given carelessly. Sigma males recognize the immense emotional, mental, and spiritual cost of loving the wrong person. They've witnessed how the wrong relationship can derail one's purpose, drain one's energy, and fracture the sense of self that took years to build. They don't gamble with their peace, their path, or their sense of identity just for fleeting affection. To them, love is not a game or a status symbol, it's sacred. While many people jump from one relationship to another in hopes of feeling whole, Sigmas remain grounded in solitude, knowing that the wrong partner can be more damaging than no partner at all. They've seen how the wrong person can act as an anchor, dragging down progress, planting seeds of doubt, and consuming bandwidth that could be used for self-evolution. This isn't about bitterness or fear of intimacy, it's about wisdom. Sigmas have likely experienced or observed relationships where emotional manipulation, drama, or dependency destroyed personal freedom. They learn from those moments. They adapt. And they decide, consciously, that being single is infinitely better than being entangled in a dynamic that stifles their spirit. So yes, Sigma males stay single longer. Not because they can't love, but because they've cultivated the discipline and insight to wait for a love that's worth their time, energy, and presence. They choose alignment over attachment. And in a world that confuses loneliness with solitude, that kind of clarity is a rare and quiet power. In this video, we're going to dive deep into the psychological truths, hidden behaviors, and powerful clarity that drive Sigma males to walk alone, until they meet someone truly worth walking with. 1. They don't need a relationship to feel whole, and that scares people. Most people fear being alone. You see it all around, people bouncing from one relationship to the next, clinging to others to fill an internal void. But Sigma males? They are built differently. Solitude isn't a punishment for them, it's a sanctuary. It's where they reflect, recharge, and realign. Sigma males aren't looking for someone to complete them because they already feel complete. They're not afraid of their own company, they thrive in it. That kind of self-sufficiency makes them practically invincible in a world that thrives on codependence. Society pressures people to settle down, to couple up, to avoid being alone for too long. But Sigmas don't flinch. They don't chase relationships to tick a box or appease expectations. To them, love isn't a milestone, it's a meaningful bond that should add value to an already purposeful life. This mindset is powerful and rare. While others chase companionship to avoid discomfort, Sigmas chase purpose. And ironically, it's that very purpose that makes them magnetic. But that magnetism can also intimidate. Because deep down, many people need to be needed. But a Sigma? He's not waiting to be completed. If someone fits into his life, it's a bonus, not a necessity. 2. Their standards are ruthlessly high, no compromise, no settling. Let's face it, most men lower their standards just to be in a relationship. They overlook red flags, silence their intuition, and accept less than they deserve just to avoid being alone. Sigma males refuse to play that game. A Sigma would rather be single for years than endure emotional chaos. He's not moved by beauty, flattery, or convenience. He seeks depth, authenticity, and emotional maturity, and those are rare qualities. Sigma males have an uncanny ability to read people. They spot manipulation, sense neediness, and sniff out superficiality in seconds. And when others might get swept up in infatuation, the Sigma watches. He listens. He waits. And if what he sees doesn't align with his core values, he walks. No drama. No confrontation. Just clarity. That's why people sometimes call Sigmas cold or distant. But it's not coldness, it's precision. He knows who he is, what he wants, and what he won't tolerate. Temporary warmth isn't worth sacrificing long-term peace. So yes, he may stay single longer, but he avoids 99% of the emotional mess others stumble into. Here's where Sigma males flip the script completely. They can meet someone who's seemingly perfect, smart, beautiful, independent, and still walk away. Why? Because something just feels off. While others get attached to potential, Sigmas trust their intuition. They know that even a near-perfect relationship can be misaligned. They're not afraid to walk away early, before emotions tangle, before investments deepen, before it's too late. Most people stay because they're afraid of regret. Sigmas leave because they fear losing themselves. They've seen what happens when you settle. The slow erosion of joy, the inner compromises, the silent regret. They won't play that game. They're not looking for someone who just checks boxes, they're waiting for someone whose presence feels like home. So yes, they stay single longer. But when they commit, it's real. No doubts. No games. No second guessing. Here's a brutal truth. Most people enter relationships hoping to fix or be fixed. They treat love like a rescue mission. But Sigma males? They don't want a project. They want a partner. They're not interested in saving someone or being saved. They've done the inner work. They want someone who's done the same. Someone who adds to their life without trying to redesign it. Someone who stands beside them, not behind, not in front, but with them. That level of independence can be threatening. A woman might meet a Sigma and think, I can get him to open up, change a little, soften his edges. But that's where she loses him. Sigmas aren't cold, they're intentional. They open up on their own terms, without pressure, without manipulation. They don't trade authenticity for approval. If someone tries to mold them, they'll walk. Not because they are heartless, but because they value real connection, and that only exists when both people show up fully as themselves. This is one of the greatest misunderstandings about Sigma males. People are drawn to their calm, confident, self-contained energy. But then they misinterpret it. He doesn't double text. He disappears into his work. He enjoys his silence. So people assume he's not interested. But that's far from the truth. Sigmas love differently. Quietly. Intentionally. They show up when it matters, not to impress. When they give you their time, it's deliberate, not habitual. But most people are wired for drama. They mistake calm for indifference. They're used to loud love, clingy, chaotic, codependent. So when a Sigma offers something quieter and deeper, they panic. They test him, complain, walk away. And the Sigma? He doesn't chase. Not out of ego, but out of self-respect. He knows his worth. He knows that if someone confuses peace with apathy, they're not ready for the kind of love he offers. So he lets them go. Still building. Still evolving. Still waiting for alignment, not perfection. Being a Sigma male isn't easy. You won't get applause for staying true to yourself. You won't fit the mold. You won't chase what the world tells you to chase. And for that, people will misunderstand you. They'll call you distant, cold, or too focused. But they'll also respect you, quietly, deeply. Because deep down, they know the truth. You're not single because you're broken. You're single because you refuse to break yourself to fit in. You don't settle for sparks, you wait for fire. The kind that lasts. The kind that's real. So if this resonated with you, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. We move in silence, and we win with purpose. Stay sharp. Stay focused. Stay dangerous. I'll see you in the next one.